Hello everyone, let's discuss the concept of another type of EMF, that is statically induced EMF. So what is statically induced EMF? If there is a relative time variation, statically induced EMF. So what is the definition for this statically induced EMF? If there is a relative time variation between magnetic field and set of conductors, obviously an EMF will be induced. That EMF is called as statically induced EMF. So relative time variation. So we have magnetic field and conductor. Here the magnetic field is what? Time varying in nature. Coming to conductor, steady state. So conductor is at steady state condition, but coming to magnetic field, that is time varying in nature. So this is about statically induced EMF. So like that we are going to get the statically induced EMF. Then coming to the magnitude, Faraday's second law provides the magnitude of statically induced EMF. So what is Faraday's second law? According to Faraday's second law, magnitude of statically induced EMF is equal to rate of change of flux linkages. So the term flux linkage refers to what? Steady conductor and time varying magnetic field. Then only we are having flux linkage, right? That is the conductor. For that conductor we have number of turns. We have n number of turns. So across these turns we have to provide supply voltage, right? This is supply voltage and because of this we have current. This is the current. So by using right hand thumb rule, what is the flux direction? This current is represented by curved fingers of right hand, like that thumb represents the flux direction. This is the flux direction. So this is what flux linkage. This is what flux linkage. So Faraday's second law is used to provide the magnitude of statically induced EMF. That is ES should be equals to rate of change of flux linkage N phi, right? So we all know that the current is time varying in nature because we have provided the time varying supply voltage. Therefore I should be equals to Im sin omega t, which is equals to flux, let us say this is 1. So we all know that time varying current. Clear? So current is Im sin omega t. Like that we all know that what is MMF? Number of turns into current, right? Which is equals to what? Number of turns into Im sin omega t. See, we have n number of turns. We have n number of turns here. So Im sin omega t. So MMF produced is also time varying in nature because it is dealing with current, right? Clear? Next, what is flux? We all know that flux, magnetic flux, which is equals to what? MMF by reluctance, right? So if we have more reluctance, obviously, or we can say if we have less reluctance, what is the amount of flux? If the reluctance is very low, obviously we are going to get more flux, right? So flux is nothing but what? MMF by reluctance. So if you are dealing with analogous forms, we all know that current, which is nothing but flux, EMF in electrostatic field, like that MMF in magnetic field, like that resistance, like that we have reluctance in magnetic field, like that conductance we have permeance in magnetic field. These are nothing but analogous forms of current, EMF, resistance and conductance. So from this, flux is nothing but what? MMF by reluctance. We all know that MMF is nothing but what? Nim sin omega t, right? So flux, which is equals to what? MMF by, so from MMF, what is MMF? N I m sin omega t by reluctance is S. So phi, which is equals to Nim by S sin omega t. So let us say phi, which is equals to, let us say Nim by I should be equals to phi m. Where phi m is what? NIM by S, which is also time varying in nature. So where phi m is what? Maximum flux, which is equals to what? NIM by reluctance, MMF by reluctance. So and N phi is nothing but flux linkage. So core is required to provide minimum reluctance path for the flow of flux, right? So that we have to get maximum flux through that core. Obviously we have maximum flux linkages are obtained. Core is required to provide minimum reluctance. The core is required to provide minimum reluctance path for the flow of flux, right? For flow of flux, so that maximum flux passes through core and maximum flux linkages are obtained. So you all know that statically induced EMF, which is equals to what? D by dt of rate of change of flux linkages, which is nothing but what? Statically induced EMF. So ES, which is equals to minus N d phi by dt. This is the magnitude of statically induced EMF. This negative sign represents what? Represents the direction of statically induced EMF, which is explained by Lenz law. We will discuss what is Lenz law later. This is statically induced EMF. Okay, so this is the magnitude of statically induced EMF, minus N d phi by dt, rate of change of flux linkages. Okay, now we have to discuss the types of statically induced EMF. We have statically induced EMF. So how many types of statically induced EMF? This is self-induced EMF, and another one is what? Mutual induced EMF. So what is self-induced EMF and mutual induced EMF? So in order to get that clear idea, we have to deal with flux linkage concept. It is having a magnetic core like this. Through that core we have n number of turns, So this is one set of coil and another set of coil is so for this, let us say these are nothing but number of turns N1 and N2. So for this we have supply voltage. For N1 turns we have supply voltage. For N2 turns we have load. Let us say this is load, any load, inductive load or combination of RL, RC or whatever may be there, that is load, right? So which is nothing but E self, this is what EM. So like that, this is what the EMF induced, which is nothing but E self, this is EM. So because of the supply voltage we have current, this is the current, right? Like that we have flux linkages. Because of this current, we have, by using right hand thumb rule, we have flux linkages. Okay, this is, let us say this is coil A, this is coil B. Coil A consists of N1 turns, coil B consists of N2 turns. So what is self-induced EMF, what is mutually induced EMF? So only we have supply voltage for this coil A, we don't have supply voltage for this coil B, we have load across this coil B, right? So what is this self-induced EMF? What is this self-induced EMF? What is self-induced EMF? When current in coil A changes, then flux linkages of same coil A also changes, then an EMF will be induced. That EMF is self-induced EMF. That is, so we have supply voltage across this coil A. Because of the supply voltage we have current. The rate of change of flux linkages in coil A is due to current in that same coil, is nothing but self induction property. Because of that property we have self-induced EMF. This property is called self induction property. That is, simply we have to tell rate of change of flux linkages in coil A is due to change in current in coil A. That's it. Rate of change of flux linkages in coil A is due to change in current in coil A. That is called self-induction property. So coming to magnitude, what is self-inductance? E self, which is equals to what? N d phi by dt, which is equals to minus n d phi by dt. So minus n d phi by di into di by dt. which is equals to E self, which is equals to minus L self di by dt, where self inductance is nothing but what? N d phi by di. This is the magnitude of self induced EMF. This is what? Self inductance. This is about self induction property. Then what about mutual induction? Mutual induced EMF. Simple. We have supply voltage for coil A and we have load across coil B. So what is mutual induced EMF? The rate of change of flux linkages in coil B is due to change in current in coil A. Therefore, an EMF will induced in coil B. That EMF is called mutual induced EMF. Simply, if you clearly observe that, so we have supply voltage across this coil A. Because of this current in coil A, there is a flux linkage in coil B. Because of that flux linkage, there is a EMF. That EMF is nothing but mutual induced EMF across coil B. The rate of change of flux linkages in coil B is due to change in current in coil A. Therefore, an EMF will be induced. That EMF is called as mutually induced EMF. And this property is called mutual induction property. This property is called mutual induction property. This is the concept of mutual induction. So transformer is working under this principle, mutual induction. Then coming to the magnitude, mutual induction, mutual induced EMF is nothing but what? N into d phi by dt, sorry, minus n into d phi by dt, where minus n d phi by di into di by dt, where minus m di by dt. Mutual. So magnitude point of view, both self and mutual induced EMF magnitudes are same, but conceptually both are different. Is equals to n d phi by d. Mutual used mutual inductance. Mutual inductance, we can say mutual inductance. M is nothing but what? Mutual inductance. This is the magnitude of mutual induced EMF. This is mutual inductance. So this is about the concept of statically induced EMF. So what is statically induced EMF? The conductor is being stationary and we have time varying magnetic field, then only we have the EMF. That EMF is nothing but statically induced EMF. So we have a coil, through the coil we have a current, because of that current we have a flux linkage. That concept is responsible to create statically induced EMF, that is rate of change of flux linkages. So this is the magnitude of statically induced EMF, that is minus n d phi by dt, where negative sign represents what? Direction of statically induced EMF, which is explained by Lenz's law. And we have two types of EMFs, those are nothing but self-induced EMF, mutual induced EMF. So coming to self-induced EMF, the rate of change of flux linkages in coil A is due to the current in the same coil. But coming to mutual induced EMF, the rate of change of flux linkages in coil B is due to current in this coil, another coil. That is nothing but mutual induced EMF. So we like that we have self induction property and mutual induction properties. So transformer and induction motor are working under the concept of mutual induction property. So these are the corresponding magnitudes of self induced EMF, like that mutual induced EMF. Thank you.